Okay, this is live. I think I'm recording this. So if I look like crap, it's because I literally just got subtle flex, but I just got back from the gym, and yeah. So this is a weird video, but I thought this is probably the best way to do it because this is a big moment, and honestly, it's half surprising, but also half not surprising, just because of the age of the show. But it was just well, I'll start off. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Pagey here. But I don't know why I'm smiling because I should be crying. But essentially, some bad news today. But it also could be seen as like it's good news, and I'll talk about why it could be seen as good news as well. You might think that doesn't make sense, but yeah. So Arrow is coming to an end. It hasn't been cancelled. It is coming to an end, which I think is a positive move in regards to how they're doing it. And I'll talk about that in a second. But so Stephen Amell tweeted something out. I'm not going to put it on screen. Actually, I'm not going to put it on screen. I'm just going to read it all out. I'm just going to do this live. It's almost like a live stream, essentially. And just have a chat about it. So Stephen Amell tweeted out... Actually, I put it on screen, whatever. It went, playing Oliver Queen has been the greatest professional experience of my life, but you can't be a vigilante forever. Arrow will return for a final run of 10 episodes this fall. There's so much to say. For now, I just want to say thank you. And so that's the statement, if you want to call it, from Stephen Amell on Twitter. But there is an article from Deadline. I don't know if they're the first ones to have broken the news. I think everyone was linking me the Deadline article. I didn't have my phone. I don't know. Stephen Amell tweeted this 20 minutes ago. So like for 20 minutes, people just tweeted me this thing, and I'm not reacting to it until the last minute. But yeah, Deadline put out an article. This is from the executive producers Greg Berlanti, Mark Guggenheim, and Beth Schwartz. Beth Schwartz is like the showrunner of the season, and Mark Guggenheim's sort of is still an executive producer, but more of like a consultant. And Greg Berlanti's like the overlord of all these shows. But this is like a joint statement. They went, this was a difficult decision to come to, but like every hard decision we've made for the past 7 years, it was with the best interests of Arrow in mind. They said in a joint statement. We're heartened by the fact that Arrow has birthed an entire universe of shows that will continue on for many years to come. We're excited about crafting a conclusion that honors the show, its characters, and its legacy, and are grateful, so you can see my dog in the background, and are grateful to all the writers, producers, actors, and more importantly, the incredible crew that has sustained us and the show for over 7 years. Yeah, so that's it. That's all I've said there. So it's coming back for 10 episodes. Now, it makes you think how they're going to do it, because usually the first half of a season is 9 episodes, and then they go on a mid-season break, and one of those 9 episodes, whether it be 8 or 9, is generally the crossover episode. But of course, we have Crisis on Infinite Earths next year, so maybe Crisis on Infinite Earths is in like the 9th episode of all the episodes, and Arrow on its own, just the week after Crisis, has its own 10th episode, and it's like a wrap-up. Maybe it's like, but like almost like Arrow's 10th episode could be almost like a graduation party, but also sad at the same time. We'll talk about why it could be sad in a second, which I'm sure a lot of you guys would already get a hint at why it might be sad or not. So I'm just sort of like, I'm sort of shocked, okay, because they did say that a show that had been renewed would be its final season, and a lot of people were predicting Supernatural. Supernatural could still end. I think a lot of people were saying Supernatural just due to the way that the Supernatural cast reacted when they got renewed. But obviously it's Arrow, and it sucks. Like, it does suck, because Arrow this season has been incredibly strong. It's almost had like a rebirth, if you want to call it, and then it's going to be ending the season after. However, and I think a lot of people would agree with this, I would rather Arrow end on its own terms. They decide when they end. They get to write the story how they want to end it, and they aren't forced to write an ending like some shows will. Like, oh, okay, they find out with 6 episodes to go until they're done with the season. Oh, by the way, you're cancelled, and they have to quickly wrap up something, or they don't even get to wrap it up properly and just ends on a random cliffhanger, or it ends without a proper bookend, if that makes sense. So I like the fact they're going to be able to finish the show that they want, the way they want to. But it is still disappointing to see the show go, because Green Arrow is my favorite character in the comics. I loved Arrow since the beginning. Sure, it had its massive ups in early seasons, then later seasons as we're here, but in the middle, in that 3 or 4 season area, it wasn't the best, had its downs. but nothing can be perfect forever. You know, I think every show is going to have some inconsistencies here and there. But look, I guess you could say Arrow will leave its legacy, and its legacy is the Arrowverse. Well, I think we'll still call it the Arrowverse. We're not going to call it the Flashverse or something like that. It's still going to be called the Arrowverse for a reason. That's because Arrow gave birth to all these shows. And as I say, it's given birth to this universe that will have shows for years on. As we know, Batwoman's starting, and who knows what other shows will come in and spin-offs. And there could even be spin-offs from Arrow. Some characters could come up. They might even do Birds of Prey. Who knows? A lot of people wanted Birds of Prey to be a spin-off of Arrow. They might eventually do that. Who knows? But in regards to how it ends, I think, even though I didn't really want the character to go, I don't think it's the best ending. It does seem that Oliver Queen probably will die in Crisis on Infinite Earths, and they might do something where he's the one character, the big character. I think more than one person's going to die, but he'll be that big character that dies, and then maybe that 10th episode could be like almost like another crossover episode where maybe it's Oliver Queen's funeral. I think, like, if they did something like that, I think that'd be a good way to end it. If it is just like this celebration of Oliver Queen's life and the legacy of the Green Arrow, and it's almost like the legacy of Arrow as a show, I think that'd be a good ending. Now, I know Arrow has its haters, and they're probably all fiddling with themselves down below, going, "Oh my god, it got cancelled finally." Well, you know, suck it. I don't give a crap what you think. But this will be its 8th season. You know, basically it's gonna have like 7.5 seasons. You know, because it's not a full season, so it's 7 seasons with a half season, I guess you could say. So I think it's had a good run. I think it's definitely defied just gone beyond expectations. I think, as I said, like, we had the flashbacks. I think originally Arrows was meant to be a 5-season show for the most part, and it's definitely gone past expectations. And I think this season it's been very good as well. So I don't know. You know, I was, as I said, I was shocked to see it happen, but I wasn't like completely blindsided because it obviously was an option just because of how the Crisis on what was it called, Elseworlds crossover sort of like ended with that whole thing. But hopefully everything's done tastefully, and like they don't just like, oh, just kill Oliver, and also let's just not say Oliver's 100% dead. He might survive and Arrow just ends or something like that. Maybe he hangs it up after Crisis on Infinite Earths. But I think going into it, we should just assume that Oliver's going to sacrifice himself with whatever that deal with the Monitor was. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I just. Yeah, as I said, it's going to be sad to see it go, and it, like, you know, I've cried watching these episodes, these shows in the past, like more than once. But I think seeing Arrow go will definitely be like one of those moments like, where I'm like, wow, it's like you won't know it sounds weird talking about TV show like this, but you won't think too much about it being gone until it's actually gone. You're like, oh, Arrow's not on this week because it's ended, but then Flash and all those other shows will still be on, and it just feel a bit strange, if that makes sense. And even crossovers in the future, because the whole like core of this universe is Arrow and then Flash, like those shows were there, and then everything else is just like extra around it. So having crossovers in the future is going to be super weird as well, without those Barry and Oliver moments. So those are some of the best moments in not only crossovers, but just, you know, interactions in general and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Arrowverse moves forward after this. And what other shows are bringing. Obviously, we have Batwoman, but will they bring in another show after that to sort of replace Arrow, or are they going to do a spin-off of Arrow? I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I just wanted to have a chat about it. But do let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on it. Do you think Oliver Queen is going to end? This is like, yeah, as I said, like, I think if say episode 9 is the Crisis on Infinite Earths for all the shows, then Arrow's 10th episode should be like just like if Oliver does die, it's a funeral. Like, it's almost like a graduation party, but it's a funeral at the same time. It sounds weird, but just a celebration of not only Oliver Queen's life, but just Arrow as a whole. And I'd like to see returning characters come back for Oliver Queen's funeral if he dies. So obviously we are speculating a lot, but that's just the most likely thing. But yeah, I don't even know what to say anymore. Sorry if this is a bit of a bummer video. Sorry if I look like a piece of shit. Sorry about that, but I just wanted to basically come on, just do like an instant reaction. But yeah, I think that's about it. So thanks for watching, guys, and I guess you could enjoy the video. But if you want to show your support for Arrow as a whole and seeing it go, it'd be cool if you could leave a like, and just let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on this. Like, were you surprised? Were you not surprised? And how would you like to see the show end? And yeah, I'll catch you for another video later then, I guess. Bye.